Well, thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to be cutting some arrows. I got my new gold tip Ted Nugent arrows and need to cut these things down to size. I've had these things for a little bit and just have not had the time to get up to the pro shop to get them cut. And you know what? In true Jeremy Riggin style here, why pay someone to do something I think I can do myself? So I always like building anything that I get a chance to. If I can build it or do it myself, I'd rather do it myself. That's kind of what this channel is all about. So today I made an arrow cutoff saw. So without further ado, here we go. Let's get into it. This is my new arrow saw. The real heart of it is this Drill Master mini cutoff saw. You can pick this thing up at Harbor Freight for $40. I'm sure it's probably on sale every once in a while. A couple of mods. I did get rid of the safety here. Had to drill some holes to mount this thing to my track here. The other thing I'm going to be doing is, I know the zip tie looks goofy, but what that's for is that way when I'm not using it, slip that on. That keeps that saw down all the time when I'm not using it. So that'll be there. And then I'll also be adding a little cord keeper just to keep this thing tied in. It'll just wrap right here when we're not using the saw. But this is it. So you could get by with just this, and you could mark every arrow and set it up in there and use this clamp to hold the arrow and then bring it down and cut. But what I wanted to do was kind of have it so I could just drop these arrows in with a stop and hold them in place. So what I did is I had some old V-blocks and I milled some slots in there and I could bolt them down to this track. So I've got another V-block down here, and then what I've got is this just angle iron stopper here. And currently I'm set up to cut this arrow at 30 inches, and then I had some birch logs, so I kind of cut those on the table saw, notched them out so that this track will sit right down inside there, and this whole thing we picked up and just set down on the table. Alright, so this saw comes stock with this saw blade, but I don't like using that to cut arrows as it's a little too rough and can mess up the carbon fiber. So what you're going to need to do is swap that out. 2-inch diameter abrasive cutoff wheel that you can get at Harbor Freight, Amazon, maybe even the big box Lowe's and Home Depots, with a 3/8 hole. Now I already had some discs here at home. I thought they were 2-inch, but mine were 3-inch, so it ground down, was ground down. So mine is cutting into the table a little bit, but that's no big deal. I do recommend kind of leaving this blade guard on. As much as I don't like it, these can blow up, and you do kind of want to protect yourself a little bit with that. So I'm going to put it down there. Now that's going to allow me to just simply turn this on and bring it down. The other thing I like to do, especially what's nice about this because it's an abrasive wheel, it's not only going to cut here, but it'll grind here. So when I bring that down, I just give this arrow a little bit of a spin. So what it's going to do is it's going to kind of almost sand that tip and make sure it's completely flat. It's going to pick up. Just a really nice, clean cut tip. Really has no burrs or anything on it. Super clean. Super happy with that. So I realize not everybody has the ability to go out and mill V-blocks and everything else. I know not everybody has that same ability to be able to do this, but I think you guys could go easily pick up this this cutoff wheel from Harbor Freight and cut your own if you really wanted to. If you're not sure of yourself, though, by all means, visit your pro shop. Support your local pro shops. I really don't have one too close to me, so that's why I do a lot of my own stuff. But I think this is something you could easily do. Maybe this helped you get some ideas that will help you want to build your own. If you got any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments down below. But as always, thanks for sticking around. If this has helped you in any way, please consider subscribing down below. And maybe you want some other DIY projects, and we'll have those up over here, and maybe a subscribe button over there. You could hit those for me. That'd be awesome. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time.